Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. Getting hurt at work is not fun at all, but it happens plenty of times to plenty of people.
So what are your rights if it happens to you? Do you just get workers' comp, or is there something else you can do? It's a question consumer lawyer Eric Seidel gets all the time, and he's here with the answers. Hello, Eric.
Good morning, Jamie and Cindy. Yeah, we were talking about workers' comp before, about, how it's a compromise. Basically, you agree not to sue your boss, and in return, the boss buys insurance that covers you some of your medical bills and some of your lost wages, right? Well, a lot of people ask me, if they have serious injuries, if there's any other claim they can make, or they, just basically get this health insurance and wage insurance. And the answer is, yes, it depends. And you can't sue the boss, but there's a possibility there may be somebody else at fault for your damages, and that person you may be able to bring a claim against.
So say I'm walking across the studio floor one day, and,
exactly.
and a light just happens to fall on my head. And I say, okay, well, that hurt a lot, and now I'm in the hospital. So I can't go after my employer.
That's right.
I can't sue them for damages. But
that's right. Well, there's other possibilities. And, you mentioned the light, and how often does that happen? Exactly. Working in TV for as long as I have, you hear a pop, and you kind of duck and cover, right? Well, if the light was, let's say, defective, it falls from its scaffold because of a defective clamp that was made by another company, well, of course, you can't sue the boss, but you might have a product liability case against the maker of the light, or the maker of the clamp, or the scaffold. So it depends. And these things all have to be researched. That's why you sometimes want to go to an attorney to see what other rights you might have.
Okay, what about a worker that's, say, on a construction site?
Right.
Is workers' comp all that he or she has?
I have to say, Jimmy, workers' comp at a construction site is one of the worst and most difficult situations, because you see so many serious injuries at a construction site. I mean, I can imagine a situation where, the cement truck, rolls over on somebody, or they, they're working with so much dangerous equipment over there. Well, to answer your question, yes, you might have a claim, because very much like sovereign immunity, the road systems we have are all built by the state, and you can't sue the state under our laws, or at least you have a very limited recovery. Well, if that cement truck is owned by a private contractor and they were somehow at fault or negligent, well then yes, you would have a separate claim against that contractor. So you could get workers' comp and have a claim against someone else. Where this comes up a lot is in pizza delivery or food delivery, because they're usually driving to someone's house, right? And some other person hits them in the car, and they think, well, I was on the job, I just get workers' comp. Well, no, you have what's called a third-party claim against the other driver if they were negligent.
So there's almost always another company or person.
You'd be surprised at how often there is. I mean, it's not 100% guaranteed by any means. I mean, I can imagine just any type of circumstances, you stub your toe or do anything, and obviously you might just have a small medical bill that you want to get covered. But in major situations, I strongly advise that people look around and see what their rights are, because they may have a very, very serious injury.
So what if somebody dies on a site, God forbid? What happens then?
Right. Well, the workers' comp system is really coming under attack these days, because you know how legislatures are in all states, and especially in ours, where they're cracking down and they require less and less from the workers' comp insurance companies. So in that case, sometimes it just pays for, let's say, the funeral expenses or some small amount. It really isn't worth the compensation of, let's say, the family breadwinner, or, like you say, God forbid, a loved one. So what I would do at that point is you definitely want to see if there's any other third-party claim, because then you could get coverage for, let's say, the entire family if they need to replace a father who is in his 30s, or a mother who was in their 30s, and the work that they might have provided all those years.
I can see someone maybe thinking, okay, I probably have a claim, but I can't afford to find somebody to help me to look into this. They just think it's going to be more bother, and it's going to cost me more money out of pocket than it's worth.
Well, no, a workers' comp attorney takes no money up front. It just is like, it's just like any personal injury attorney. We take a contingency fee. In other words, it's based on the recovery. So, no, it really costs you nothing, and if you don't have a recovery, then the attorney gets nothing. So it really is worth it to seek somebody out, because, as I say, it's nothing extra for you, and it might give you something that you or your family really needs.
All right. Well, Eric Seidel, really good advice. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And I know you're on our homepage, daytimeonline.tv, and you look at those beautiful pictures, you'll see Eric's face right there. Click on and it'll link you right to his site.
Thank you. I should also mention I'm doing a whole series on workers' comp, and if you go on my website, you'll see that as well. Video 1-minute segments.
All right.
So
thank you very much.
Sure.
Walk carefully when you leave here.
Yes,
okay?
everyone. Be careful.
We'll be right back with more Daytime.